Tell me, what do you understand by the term human resource management? You can unmute and speak. One at a time, please. Let me start the recording also.
Ma'am, recruiting people. Recording in progress.
Okay.
Ma'am, like overall business is depend on the HRM. The people he select will run the business organization. So majority of the things depend on human resource.
Yeah.
Ma'am, managing the chores of the company.
Managing the?
Ma'am, managing the work of the company.
Okay. Managing the work of the company. Okay. What else? Anybody?
Solve the queries of the employment, motivate them.
रिसर्च मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी आ रही है.
Is also the work of the HR. Karthik Soni is saying that managing salaries of staff. What else? Yes. Yes, please. Somebody. Okay, so I'm not getting the answer now. Okay, getting answers on the chat, not on the mic. Okay, so somebody is writing here that motivating and helping employees to work within organization with healthy environment, I believe you are saying, Shivam. Then protecting the company from any issue that may arise within the workforce. Okay, that is also correct. Help employee in growth of career. That is again important. Managing and recruiting the employees for the organization, right? Managing the employees for the organization. Yeah. So whatever you people have said, that is completely correct. Though you have said in the different fractions, we can say that not complete, but everyone. Once I am going to add all of yours, point of view, then it is going to make the complete definition for the human resource manager, right? Okay. So I would like to start this subject again with one of the story. I can say the story is like that. The role of HR, you can understand from there that there was a time when one king was there. He uh, he had lost his one leg and one eye during some war, right? So, and he was a brave king, so nobody replaced him. It was like, okay, you carry on as a king, because generally the person who is not complete physically or mentally, that person is not supposed to be a king. So he was the king. So one day it came to his mind that to have some competition in the uh, country, and he asked everyone that I'm going to give you award for that if the award who is the person who is going to make my portrait picture, you can say, like you have to sketch my picture, and the best one, the person who will be making the best one, that person will be awarded. So it was like you can understand that the way the king was, like it was supposed to make a picture of the king. So the king was not physically not fit, you can say, like he had no leg, one leg, he had just one eye, and the people who are the professionals, the painters, they are supposed to make a picture for him. So it was very difficult for the citizens of that particular country to make a image of the king, and that is going to reflect his weaknesses, like he's not having the leg, he's not having the eye. So it was a very difficult situation for everyone there. So are you getting my voice? I'm not getting any reply from you people.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because I was, getting a call from some number on mobile, and I have to run this class with mobile only as of now, because I'm in college right now and I did not bring the laptop. Okay. So I was telling you that story. So it was a very difficult task for all the citizens to draw a picture of the king having
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
having one leg and one eye. Others may write in the chat if you are not getting
No,
my
ma'am,
voice.
you are not audible. Maybe her network issue.
Huh?
Ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Somebody is saying I am audible, somebody is saying not audible. So please check it out. You
आप
may
audible हो, उनका network issue है.
Okay. So so what happened that nobody was ready to participate in that competition, because it is very difficult to show that or draw that kind of picture of the king. But you understand that the people who are working at the higher level in the organization, they have very good thoughts also and everything. So there was a kind of you can say like HR manager. So he had to look after the good things in the employees, not the bad thing. That is the essential of the HR actually. Though in this particular competitive environment, we cannot expect that much, but yes, that is the major role of the HR, to bring your best, talent out, and take the help of that particular talent to grow the organization as well as the employee. So what he did, he was also a good painter. So what he did, that he made a image of the king, and on particular date it was supposed to bring that everyone whosoever was participating. So as I told you that nobody was there to participate because it was difficult for just showing the king that you are not you are not in a physical properly physically fit, you are not having an eye, you are not having a leg. So it was very difficult for the other people, other painters, other designers, you can say. But the HR manager, what he did, he made that image and brought that image to the king. So king was very happy to see that, and how it could, I just would like to know the answer from you, that how it it would have been, painted or designed or sketched? Can you tell me? So the king was happy and he gave him lots of, cash prizes and everything. Yes? Anybody, any guess? Okay, so the image was, drawn in such a way. So it was showing that the king is fighting and he is having, what is called a bow and arrow in his hand. He is trying to target some of the thing, and he's just sitting at his one leg. You know, you can imagine the picture that the king was sitting there on one particular leg. That is, he's having. कभी गर्मी लगे कभी ठंड लगे प्लीज hello. Yeah, actually I muted also. Even I was on mute. Okay, so that king was sitting and at one his leg, and he was targeting the something, So his one eye was closed. So you can imagine, that picture. That is the role of the HR actually, to bring the best what the employee is having. Yes, weaknesses लेकिन कैसे छुपाया ना? That is the major point, Shivam. That it is equally important कि आपकी अच्छी चीजों पे हम ध्यान दें और जो आपके अंदर जो weaknesses है उसको हम हटा दें. तो हम सब में कुछ ना कुछ बहुत अच्छी बात होती है जिसकी वजह से हम सक्सेसफुल होते हैं और कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी चीज होती है जो हम हमारे में अच्छी नहीं होती है. तो एज एन एचआर हमारा ये भी काम है कि आपके वीकनेसेस को खत्म करें, पर उस पेंटिंग के हिसाब से क्या कर सकते हैं कि हमारे पास उनके पास ऑप्शन नहीं था. तो व्हाट दे डिड कि एक एक पैर पे उन्होंने, अगर आप देख सकते हो, अज्यूम कर सकते हो, तो अज्यूम करो कि कैसा वो पिक्चर होगा कि जो है राजा जो है वो अपने तीर धनुष को टारगेट कर रहा है, तीर से कुछ टारगेट करना चाह रहा है और साथ में वो एक पैर के ऊपर बैठा है. दैट इज द पॉइंट, दैट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि एज एन एचआर मैनेजर वी आर सपोज टू फोकस ऑन द पॉजिटिव साइड्स ऑफ द management of the organization, of the employees. So that is how we have to work, right? So that is the major thing we have to concentrate upon. Okay. So coming to the Shivam, make sure that you are sharing the attendance link with the students, right? So that they can make the attendance, they can mark the attendance. Fine enough. So let me share the syllabus and then we will discuss other things. How was this story? How did you like it? Yes. Did you learn something from there, this story? You can write in the chat, please. Okay. So this is the syllabus of your human resource management, this subject. So we are going to study about concept, nature, scope, objective, and importance of HRM, evaluation of HRM, emerging challenges of HRM, personnel management versus HRM, empowerment, human capital, flexi time, mentoring, then strategic HRM, that is meaning and steps of strategic HRM, traditional HRM versus strategic HRM. So these all we are going to study. Then the second unit will be on the human resource planning. So human resource planning is basically to you know to identify that how many people will be required in certain future date. So on for that particular date, how many people are required, so you have to plan and accordingly you have to recruit them. Then it comes job analysis. So what is job analysis? What is, in job analysis we will study job description and job specification. Job description, it is about the description of the job, that what all tasks you are supposed to perform. Then job specification is something when you say that the skills are required to perform that task. Okay, so that is the job specification. Then job enlargement, that how you enlarge the job. Job enrichment, how you increase the different tasks. So we will study that, what is the difference between the two, that we will understand job description, job specification, job enlargement, job enrichment. Then recruitment, many of you said that yes, recruitment is one of the function, the basic function of the HR. Generally, when you join as an HR manager, you do the recruitment part only. Later on, you are going to be promoted on different positions. So this job analysis is basically helping the recruiter or the HR to recruit the people. So how you are going to do that? That we will be learning. Then recruitment, there we will learn concept, source, process, methods, and techniques, including e-recruitment, outsourcing, poaching. Poaching is something like, in the HR, this term is being used. So this is basically like, that you are poaching someone who is doing good in some of the organization. And anyhow, you are getting connected with that person and you try to convince that particular person to join your organization. So this is called poaching. It is very much in the practice nowadays. Selection, that recruitment is one thing, the selection is other thing. So we have to understand the difference between the recruitment and selection as well. Concept and process, test, interview, placement, induction, internal mobility and job changes. We will study that promotion, demotion, transfer, and separation. Unit 3, we are going to study about training and development, that is concept and importance, identifying training and development needs, designing training programs, role specific and competency based training, evaluating training effectiveness, then management development program, so meaning, process and techniques, career planning, succession planning and career development, compensation. Here we will learn about the different components of the compensation, the salary you can say, base and supplementary. Then we will do job evaluation. When you fix up the compensation, you are supposed to evaluate the job. You have to identify the worth of the job. So we will understand that concept of job evaluation and the different techniques, how to do that, process and significance. Then unit 4, it talks about performance appraisal, that is nature and objective techniques of performance appraisal. So here we will understand what do you understand by the term performance, then how to manage the performance, then how to appraise the performance. Like every year, employees are getting increment in their salary. So that is totally depends on your performance, that how much salary enhancement will be there. Then maintenance part will come, like employee health, safety, employee welfare, social security, these all terms will come. Industrial relations also it is given here. I believe this is being added. Earlier it was not there. So an overview of industrial relations, employee grievance, concept and cause, grievance handling and redressal settlement machinery. So what are the different machinery which is settling down the grievances? So this all we are going to study in human resource management. And here you can see Gary Dessler is a very good author. If you want to buy any book, you can buy that. K.S. Thappa is equally good. T.N. Chhabra is equally good. So these are the things available here in HRM. So you are supposed to study that. Now let us move to the topic. So we have learned one story, and now I would like to show you one video that why studying human resource management is so important, right? So I must tell you that why it is important. So here in this particular video, there is you just have to concentrate over the images and try to understand, look at it properly, and then make out some meaning. Okay, and we will discuss the video after having getting over it. So after this is having 3 minutes 8 seconds almost. So let us watch it.
रखे आऊँगा, आप चले जाओ.
lecture अभी okay. Hello. My voice is going. Okay. Yes, it's done now. Yeah. So, what did you learn from this particular video? Can I see some of your what is called yeah. Yes, please. Yeah, it was on this desktop also. That is the problem. Okay, so Shivam, you can share the attendance link now. Now I'm not going to allow anybody. It's almost half an hour over. Yes, what we have learned from this video? Book I will recommend. You can, match the book. You should visit library once it will be allowed. Check all the books and what you feel like. For me, each book is good, but the book which is containing much of the syllabus as well as the content, you understand it easily, you can do that. Okay. Yes, so knowledge is knowledge is also important. Okay, difference before university and after university. So what basically you observed in that meeting? I'm not getting the exact. Everyone is supposed to participate, not only Shivam. Yes. Yes, Shruti. So we have to learn. Actually, these are the skills, and the skills can be learned. No. So we have to learn how to handle and behave with our colleagues. Like as earlier, he was even in the break time, he was just staring at the employees, and he was asking them to come and join the job, to join the work. Then, when he was conducting the interview, just on the silly things, so he was rejecting the people, and with silly excuse, you can say, silly explanation. So that is what we have to learn there. Yes. How to handle your people, that is important. How to have the yes, leadership skill. Correct. So that is what we all have to learn as an HR. So I must tell you here that uh, you have what we require to run a business, what all things we require to run a business or the organization. That yes, everyone, you all are appreciated. Thank you so much. Yes, so now can somebody tell me that what all things we require to start an organization or a business? Money, time, okay, employee. एक हो गया तो उसको रिपीट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैन पावर एंड एम्प्लॉय, कैपिटल, स्किल्स, people, capital, land. Yes. So we need generally, in the materials management, we study like 4 M's. 4 M's. That is what? Main, money, machinery, and material. So everything what comes like material, whatever things are being used, so that is the material. And money, yes, money is going to purchase that materials. Machinery, that is going to make the things worked out. I mean, you can manufacture and all.
अभी नहीं चाहिए हो जाओ शांत मोनी
And
क्लास
the
चल रही है
last 4M,
रिकॉर्डिंग पे
4th
डालता
M
हूँ उस
is
समय बोलना होता है हो जाओ शांत अभी
main is manpower. So
अरे
whatever money you would like to invest in your business, and whatever machinery you can buy, whatever good location or good infrastructure you can develop, but if people are not good, you are not going to do better with your things. This is the human being, this is the manpower who is going to utilize these capital, machinery, money, other things.
मत बोला करो जो
So
मेरी क्लास
this,
मैं भी नहीं
so
कम बोल
this
रहा
is
हूँ
how we need to have good people in the organization. Yes, good team in the organization. Good people who is understanding the task, understanding their jobs, understanding how to get the things done. Because this is, human being, they are very much, you can say, sensitive element in the production and service. They are very sensitive elements. Because whenever you are doing good, that is okay. But when it comes to motivate the person, when it comes to encourage them, when it comes to take their best things, when it comes to know their talent, their potential, these are very wide thing. It's not a smaller, it's not a narrower thing. This is very wide, because you have to develop them in such a way so that they are going to contribute in the production. So whether that is a service or the manufacturing unit. So that is what we have to understand here. So now coming to the topic. So I have discussed it, that among various factors of production, we have the main main factor is human being, because they are only going to use it in the better way. They are going to understand it. Okay, so basically before 1970s, you can say there was HR, but it was in the other form. So some changes took place in 1970s and after that. So the changes were like technological changes. There were so many of there were so many of changes in the technology. Then there was a decline in the importance of trade unionism. You can say trade unionism is that at that moment, if you will see the old pictures, you will see that there was a hero, or he was the leader of the labor, and he was all the time he was making calling the employees on a strike, or whenever it requires they were negotiating with the management and all. So that is a kind of trade unionism. So it was declining since 1970s, and now even there is a trade union in almost all the fields, but they are working as a supporting hand with the management. Then shift from industrial employment to service sector employment. So earlier at that time there was industrial employment, means that many of the organizations were dealing into the manufacturing, right? But after 1970s and especially after 1990, you can say, after the globalization, that is the major reason also of India, for India actually to lagging behind the in terms of the development and growth of the country. So this is one of the reason that we did not stay for good period in the industrial, manufacturing period, and we just moved to service sector employment. So that is the one of the reason India is has not yet become the developed country. Because for any country which is coming to the that particular fall developed country, they are supposed to invest much of time in agriculture. Then once your agrarian needs are being fulfilled, then you move to the, we have three sectors now. Which all three sectors are there? Can I see in the chat please? Which all three sectors are there? I need answers. Else it seems like I am using my two resources, and not only two, my time as well. Primary, secondary, tertiary, right? So which come under primary? Yes, agriculture. And what is the primary one? Can you write primary this, secondary this, and tertiary this?
रुको
So what is agriculture?
एग्रीकल्चर
Raw material.
ना
Arushi, what is this raw material, by the way? Can you write primary? Yes. So agriculture is the primary. So what is the secondary? You have to write secondary and then. Okay, so we are clear that agriculture is the primary. Then industry is what?
इंडस्ट्री तो tertiary
Industry is the secondary. So industry, and we can say like industry means is that manufacturing units. So why we are lagging behind in terms of the employment also? Because here we did not spend much of time, good time in the manufacturing sector, and we just moved to the tertiary one. Tertiary is what? The service sector, right, Harshit? So yes, Shivam, Arora, converting raw materials into the finished goods. So that is the manufacturing sector, no? So we should have given good time with manufacturing, then we should move to the service sector. But what happens in India that we did not invest that much of time into the industrial sector, into the secondary sector, you can say, and we just moved to the service sector. So this is one of the reason behind India is not doing that much of development, and it is not doing good in terms of the employment as well. So the country is not strengthened, and just we move to the service sector. So service sector comes lately. So okay, so that is one of the reason of human resource management development, that is the service sector employment. That there you are supposed to deal with the customers more. There you are supposed to deal with the employees more. So we need to have, yes, India is doing better, that is correct, better, but that is one of the reason of India, which is, due to that India is lagging behind. Because we now the Modi government, you can say, after his time, now he is working on that, make in India this and that. So maybe we can, and until and unless, sometimes what happens, जैसे आप मेट्रो से ट्रेवल कर रहे हो और आप बाई चांस आप अगले स्टेशन चले गए, तो क्या होगा? आपको उतरना कहीं और था, क्या करेंगे हम? Yes, what we will do? We have to take another metro from the other side and we have to come back, no? So now India is doing the, taking U-turn, and it is coming to develop its, yes, reverse. We have to work until and unless you will do a good work in the, manufacturing. We will not do that until and unless we are not going to develop. So for that reason, you have to take reverse. You have to come behind. Then जैसे होता है ना कि जैसे कुछ चीजें होती है, जैसे कि मान लो आपके 10th में रिजल्ट अच्छा नहीं आया, 12th में अच्छा कर लिए, ग्रेजुएशन में अच्छा कर लिए, बट मे बी पॉसिबल कि कोई एक चीज आपका 10th में वीक रह गया, आपने 12th में उसको नहीं पढ़ा, तो आपको क्या करना होगा, दोबारा से 10th करने की जरूरत नहीं है, उस सब्जेक्ट की कोचिंग करते हो आप, है ना, बिना उसके आप आगे नहीं जा सकते। जैसे कि अगर आपका मैथ्स वीक है तो आप बहुत अच्छा लॉन्ग टर्म में जा नहीं सकते। मैथ्स अगर आप इन जनरल में बात करूं तो जिनका मैथ्स अच्छा है वो आप कहीं पे भी देखोगे कि दे आर डूइंग क्वाइट गुड। Why? Because their analytical mind is working very fast, you know. So whatever decision they are making, that is a kind of sound decision. So you cannot do 11th and 12th again with the maths, but what you can do, you can study that particular subject separately. So that is what India is doing. अब वो दोबारा से उस टाइम फ्रेम में तो नहीं आ सकते, और क्या कर सकते हैं, आप अपने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को बढ़ा लो, ये तो किया जा सकता है। तो जब तक आप उस चीज को पूरा नहीं करोगे तब तक आप जो है आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते, है ना। तो टाइम मशीन तो है नहीं यहाँ पे कि बैठ के उसमें हम पीछे आ जाए, काइंड ऑफ, यू नो। तो ये चीज हमें देखना होगा। देन ग्रोइंग कंपटीशन, कंपटीशन इतना ज्यादा है आज के टाइम पे कि जिसका यू नो एक रीजन है कि आपको अपने एम्प्लॉय को यू हैव टू टेक केयर प्रॉपर्ली, एल्स दे आर गोइंग टू लीव यू, नहीं। So this is one of the reason of the development of the HR, human resource management field. Deregulation and globalization of economies, etc. So in 1990s, you know, globalization, the LPG era, it came into the picture, and there was much of deregulation on many of the things that it was supposed to do only by the government. So it was deregularized. Some liberties were given to the, you know, private sectors to come up with the things. So this is again, this is one of the reason that you have to take care of your employee. Globalization has happened, anybody can go anywhere and they can work. So if you are not dealing or treating your employee as, you know, with a good thing, then they are not going to continue with you. So that is what we have to understand. So this is the thing we have to keep in our mind. Okay, so due to these reasons, when it came to the picture that we have to develop human resources, so you have to, you know, you can say like the role of human resources emerges like what, that you have to, as an HR manager, you have to make the policies which is, you know, required to integrate with your strategic business planning and use to reinforce appropriate culture. So what is that strategic business planning? Strategic is something that you are making some plan, and that plan is supposed to be successful only. So in that particular way, we have to integrate the planning as well as reinforcement of the appropriate culture. Appropriate culture is what? That what kind of things you are doing into the inside the organization. So that is the culture. So like, you know, culture is to punctuality is the culture, that you start your college at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock something. That is the culture. So we have to reinforce that. So for that particular matter, who is going to do that? That is the human resource. So that is one of the role of the human resource. Then HR are valuable resources and a source of competitive advantages. Like what we call for India, like, you know, that India is having the youth, the percentage of youth is India is having more. So that is been taken as a good thing for India, that yes, India is, you know, India can do better as compared to other countries if its youths, they can do better, right? बट हमें ये भी देखना होता है कि इंडिया के लिए जो हम कहते हैं स्ट्रेंथ है, यूथ होना स्ट्रेंथ है, तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज भी है कि वो यूथ कहाँ जा रहा है। क्या वो बैठ के मोबाइल पे 8 घंटे 10 घंटे 20 घंटे मोबाइल पे लगा रह रहा है, या वो उस चीज को सबसे ज्यादा इंटरनेट भी यूज करने में इंडिया आगे है, पता होगा आपको होपफुली। तो ये सब चीजें क्यों हो रही है? क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पे यूथ ज्यादा है। पर यूथ ज्यादा है तो यूथ किधर जा रहे हैं, क्या देख रहे हैं? वो वीडियो देख रहे हैं तो क्या देख रहे हैं, कुछ सीख रहे हैं या कुछ ऐसे इंटरनेट का यूज क्या है? दैट इज इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट। तो वेदर दिस youth population is dividend for India or is a curse, कि सारे यूथ हैं और उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा है किस रास्ते जाना है। तो सिमिलरली आपके जो एम्प्लॉय हैं, तो वो अपनी जो रिसोर्सेस हैं उसको कितने अच्छे से यूज कर रहे हैं इन दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉम्पिटिटिव एज। So that we have to understand. Then HR can be tapped most effectively by mutually consistent policies which promote commitment and foster a willingness in employees to act flexibility in the interest of the adaptive organization's pursuit of excellence. That, see, here we have to, as an HR, you are supposed to uh, work with the organization on the mutual basis. Like, you have to tell them, your employees, that yes, look, if you are going to complete this much of thing, I'm going to give you these benefits. So this is the mutual thing, that you are working for the organization, you are getting these benefits. And at the same time, nowadays, employees, they there is a great change in the behavior, and you can say that the lifestyle of the employees. Earlier it was like loyalty, the employees were loyal to the organization. Now they are not so loyal, so you have to ensure that how I am going to take the best of my employees, because they are not loyal. Why? Because I must tell you that even if that employee is getting good offer from the other countries, other company, that person may leave the organization, right? So this is one of the thing. So we have to, as an HR, we have to ensure that my people are happy so that they can continue the job in a proper way. So now we have to define the term human resource management. So basically, whatever we are doing these four things. What are those four things? Acquisition, development, motivation, and maintenance. That it is a process of consisting four functions. Acquisition is what? That you are acquiring the people. Acquiring means recruitment, selection, right? Then when they join you, then what you are doing? You are developing them. You are providing them training. You are making them develop so that they can work for your organization and they can do better. Then motivation, you have to provide them the best of the things so that they are motivated. And maintenance is what? Time to time you have to provide them the loyalty bonus and other things. So there you can have the maintenance of your human resources, right? So why these all things are required? To achieve the goals of an organization in an effective and efficient manner. We have to ensure that my organization is doing good. अच्छा, ये मेरी क्लास का टाइम कब तक है? 10:05 to 11 होगा, I believe, है ना? Somebody can write in the chat. It's 10:05 to 11 na? Today the first class, I did not check the timing actually. Yes, thank you so much. So we have 5-6 minutes. Okay, so up till here we all are clear? Yes? Okay. So these only four functions we are going to complete. As I said, acquisition, recruitment and all. Development, you have to provide them training, you have to develop them, you have to take care of their career development as well. As an HR, you are supposed to understand that what your employee wants, whether what kind of profile he or she wants, so that you can develop their career as well. As an HR, it is your duty that the employee who is joining your organization at the entry level, level 1 maybe, so how that employee will reach to the level 5, level 6, like that. So you have to provide them the different platforms from where they can learn and they can grow. Motivation, for that motivation here, that motivational theory we are not going to study. We are going to study the job design, means how my job is designed so that I'm able to perform my 8 hours duty, right? Like if I'm doing some monotonous work, so I'm going to leave that maybe after some period of time. So how to have the designing? Like I have, for my 8 hours, I have so many things to do. So and many of time I say generally to my friends and family members that we never get bored that now it is enough. Every time we are engaged in some, like in the morning I had some other things to do in 1 hour, at this particular time I am teaching. But just imagine if I am teaching for an entire 8 hours, what will be my motivation level? No? So you have to design a job that in this particular 8 hours, what your employee is supposed to do. Then what they are doing, so you have to evaluate them. You have to evaluate their performance, and on the basis of the performance, you are going to reward them. Then job evaluation is what? That you are going to give them the salary. So what is the worth of the job they are doing? So according to that, you have to keep the salary compensation. And discipline is equally important, because if everyone is doing the same thing, I'm okay with it. If it is for me only, I may be indisciplined. No. So maintenance here, safety and health, that you have to take care of your people. Then only they are going to work with you. And employee labor relation is equally important. We have to maintain good relations with the employees, right? So here we can end. Any doubt, any question up till now? Yes, please. Okay, so I would suggest everyone to please join the class within 10 minutes. Okay, Shivam. So ask them to join the class within 5 to 10 minutes. Like if I am having the class at 10:05, you are supposed to join by 10:15. Today was the first day, so I allowed even till 10:30 like that. Many of them, they came after that. I did not allow them. आपने देखा होगा यहाँ पे, तो शेयरिंग पे आ रहा था, तो आपने देखा होगा.